Hello, my name is Todd Jarvis. Today we're going to be talking about groundwater. The importance of groundwater to the world cannot be overemphasized. It actually makes up the lion's share of the fresh water that's available in the world. One of the things that's really fascinating about studying groundwater is it's the most extracted raw material on the planet. 50% of the world's population relies on groundwater for its drinking water supplies. In the United States, it's about the same. Lion's share of the groundwater that's used in the United States for drinking water is primarily in rural communities. There's a lot of other uses for groundwater. The bulk of the groundwater that is developed in the United States as well as the rest of the world is used for irrigation. It's also used for industry. A lot of people don't realize that the purity of groundwater is so important to a lot of different industries, particularly the computer industry. Groundwater is used primarily for washing the computer chips and the computer boards. But one of the areas that a lot of people don't see and recognize the value of groundwater is in the bottled water industry. If we look at the bottled water industry, it's an amazing industry in that it has about $10 billion worth of revenues in the United States and about $100 billion worth of revenue in the world. When you start to look at and shop for bottled water, one of the things that you probably see is that there's a lot of different types of bottled water in the market. When you pick up a bottle and you see that it says spring water, that's groundwater. We're going to learn a little bit about how springs discharge at the ground surface. And a lot of the bottled water that's available today comes from wells. And we'll talk a little bit about how wells are drilled and how the water, there's different types of groundwater that is actually bottled by bottled water industry. About 25% of the bottled water industry is nothing more than surface water that is comes through a water treatment plant and is treated and then sold on the store shelves that way. As a hydrogeologist, one of the things that's really quite fascinating about the study of hydrogeology is we have to not only be good at geology, meaning that we have to know a lot about the study of the planet, the earth, how rocks are laid down, how sediments are laid down, how they're deformed, but we also learn a lot about how water moves through these different types of rocks as well as the chemistry of the rocks. So as a hydrogeologist, you wear a lot of different hats. You have to know a little bit about the geology, you have to know a little bit about chemistry, a little bit about physics, and you have to have a pretty creative imagination.